In January 2024, just days before the New Hampshire primary, thousands of registered Democrats answered their phones to hear a familiar voice. It sounded exactly like President Joe Biden, down to his specific cadence. The voice told them to save their vote for November and skip the primary. But the audio was a digital clone. Joe Biden never recorded that message. A political consultant later admitted to commissioning the call, using AI voice technology to target voters in New Hampshire, and was one of the first confirmed uses of a digital clone to actively suppress an American electorate. The New Hampshire incident turned AI-generated voice technology into a functional tool for voter suppression. Deception through digital synthesis had moved from a prediction into an active campaign tactic. This single event proved that a synthetic recording could successfully intervene in a presidential primary, challenging the basic assumption that hearing a candidate's voice is a guarantee of their presence. This capability is driven by generative adversarial networks, or GANs. Inside these models, two programs compete. One generates a forgery, and the other attempts to detect it. They repeat this cycle millions of times until the AI creates an output that can bypass human detection. Historically, this level of manipulation was the domain of high-budget film crews and specialized editing suites. Producing a deepfake now requires only a consumer-grade graphics card and a few minutes of processing. The technical barrier to entry has dropped to the point where these tools are accessible to anyone with an internet connection. The collapse of financial and technical barriers made digital forgeries a constant presence in global politics. In June 2023, the Ron DeSantis campaign released an attack ad targeting Donald Trump. The ad featured AI-generated images of the former president in fabricated scenarios, embracing controversial figures. By including generated images of Dr. Anthony Fauci, the campaign used AI to visually link the two figures in a way that never happened. In Slovakia, audio deepfakes targeted Liberal candidate Mikhail Šimečka just 2 days before the 2023 election. The clips depicted him plotting to rig the vote, circulating far too close to the polls for effective fact-checking to take place. AI fakes collided with celebrity culture when a hyper-realistic deepfake of Taylor Swift was used to falsely endorse a candidate. In Pakistan, imprisoned politician Imran Khan took the opposite approach, using an AI-generated clone to deliver campaign speeches he was physically barred from giving. From global parliamentary contests to targeting minority voting blocs, the digital ghost of New Hampshire became a global template for influence. If AI is sophisticated enough to build these fakes, a logical question follows. Why isn't AI sophisticated enough to catch them? Tech giants like Meta have attempted to solve this through the Deepfake Detection Challenge, using over 100,000 clips to train detection algorithms. Despite the scale of the project, researchers admit that reliable detection remains an unsolved problem. Detection software typically looks for biological anomalies, such as unnatural skin textures or eye movements. However, standard social media video compression often destroys these subtle clues, allowing the forgery to be blurred into the pixels. Digital forensics expert Dr. Hani Hawid warns we are decades away from having technology that can conclusively tell a real video from a fake one. Right now, no technical solution exists to protect the public. The defense is consistently outpaced by generative models, leaving the audience without a reliable filter. Deepfakes introduce a dangerous secondary threat to our elections, the ability to easily dismiss authentic evidence as a digital forgery. This is known as the liar's dividend. As the public becomes more aware that video can be faked, the perceived reliability of all video evidence decreases. Corrupt actors can now commit crimes on camera and plausibly claim the authentic footage is an AI-generated lie. The existence of the technology provides a permanent shadow of doubt for anyone caught in a scandal. When reality becomes a matter of opinion, power flows to those who can shout the loudest. By poisoning the well of truth, deepfakes empower those who wish to dictate what is real. Government response has been limited. While the Federal Election Commission considered new rules in 2023, the process stalled without a final decision. The FCC issued an emergency ruling making AI voices in robocalls illegal. But beyond that, the legal landscape is an inconsistent patchwork of state laws. Technical labeling systems like C2PA aim to cryptographically verify media, but these can be bypassed by bad actors who simply strip the metadata away before sharing the file. With algorithms failing and regulations stalled, the final line of defense is individual media literacy. These digital attacks rely on bypassing logic to trigger an emotional reaction. The New Hampshire robocall succeeded by creating a sense of urgency. Neutralizing this threat requires a conscious effort to pause, verify, and question the source of outrage. Seeing is no longer believing. When the next viral political scandal drops right before Election Day, what do you think is the best way to protect our elections from AI manipulation?